Hi, everybody. Welcome to Traveling in a New Vegan World 2022. My name is Jason McGregor, and I'm the owner of Vegan Vacations, a full-service travel agency up in Canada. And I'm also a very proud member of the organizing team of this year's Traveling in a New Vegan World Summit. And we welcome you this evening for a night where we're going to spotlight some of the featured sessions we're going to be having over the next 2 weeks. We're going to be giving away a prize this evening, and we're going to be talking about some of the amazing perks that are available to everybody who joins us this year. I would like to start off by introducing the other members of our organizing team in no particular order. Donna Zeigfinger of Green Earth Travel, the first vegan travel agency in the United States, which started in 1997. Welcome, Donna. Bridie Reed, co-founder of World Vegan Travel, a provider of luxury vegan group trips. Hi, Bridie. Gretchen Sheridan, the owner of Vegan Travel Club. Thank you for joining us, Gretchen. Zach Lovis, the co-founder of Veg Voyages, vegan adventures that focus on cultural immersion, local interaction, and eating lots of vegan food along the way. Margie Jordan, the owner of Margie Travels and Jordan Executive Travel Services, a travel advisor and on-air travel expert. We thank you all for joining us, and we hope you get lots of value out of this evening and for the remainder of the summit. Before we get started, I did want to let everybody know that we will be giving away a quiz prize this evening, so be sure to take lots of notes and pay very close attention, because we're going to be giving away a beautiful scratch map to one lucky attendee this evening. So pay attention, everybody. I'd like to also start off by giving you some of the stats about our summit this year. We have an amazing 52 talks by 51 speakers with 17 categories of talks and over 25 countries and cities represented. This summit is going to have information for every type of traveler, and anybody who's interested in vegan travel is going to walk away with some amazing resources and lots of great information. Before we get into the content about our amazing sessions that we have, we wanted to start off with a quick poll. And I think we're going to have Margie read out this poll for us while I pull it up for our attendees.
Yes, absolutely. So first thing off, we want to know, where is your first big trip planned for 2022? Now, it could be within your home country, North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Oceania, or maybe you don't have anything planned. Maybe you're staying close to home, but wherever you're going, take the poll. Tell us where you're headed this year.
Your poll should appear, everybody. Let us know. This is great. We have lots of people are responding.
Where are you going, Margie?
I'm going to Africa. I know where I'm going. Well, I've got a few trips, so that's the first now, but I've got a few this year.
That's great. Well, okay. We've got a good chunk of our attendees have responded to this poll. So I'm going to end this poll and share the results so everybody can see. It looks like it's a good, the top two are within my home country and Europe at 30% each. So Europe looks like it's going to be getting quite a few visitors.
That's good for us, Gretchen and Bridie.
And then everything else is kind of a little bit. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. Thank you, everybody, for participating in that poll. All right. We also wanted to tell you about some newly added talks, because we've actually had registrations open since December 1st. But between the time that we opened our registration and now, we have had so many amazing speakers approach us to be able to talk about some wonderful talks that we wanted to give you information just in case you didn't get tickets for these ones. You knew that they were here and available for you. Why don't we start with Gretchen? Why don't you tell us a bit about the volcano hiking?
Sure, sure. This is a great chat and an opportunity to get to know Emma Fry. She does tours in Guatemala and Central America, and she has organized this discussion on how to get fit to hike a volcano and what it takes to get from different altitudes and things like that. She has a great plan, and she has a whole she organized it in a way that's really great, so you can follow along with her. And she has other things too that you can join and get fit to travel. I think it's great, not just for the volcano, but for other activities, because we all know that when you travel, you have to move around and you want to be ready to go. And then the next new talk we have is traveling with your best friend, your dog. And this is a great chat. It's not necessarily to a destination, but it's with our best friend, our dogs, and what we do with them when we have to leave them behind, or if we're lucky enough, we're going somewhere we can take them, how to take them properly. It's a great discussion, a lot of information. She's also given away a free gift for a leash, which is a hands-free leash, which is great for travel. You definitely want to show up for that. And I had the opportunity to win to that.
And Leanne is from A Billion, which is an app that you may have heard of. It's a very exciting app. She is going to be talking to us about a report that A Billion has recently commissioned and published about which countries in the world or which cities in the world are the most vegan friendly. And they've actually got a very interesting giveaway. Leanne is giving away three it's a little bit hard to explain, but basically 3 people will be selected, and if you download the A Billion app, they will donate $50 for each person, and you get to choose which one of their partner organizations. So you have the potential to make a donation by signing up for this talk and deciding where this money should go. And Leanne is just a really lovely, positive person, and there's a lot of interesting information in here that will maybe help you decide your next destination.
And I had the honor of chatting with Sid Garza Hillman. He runs the Stanford by the Sea resort in Mendocino, California. It's the only all vegan resort in the United States that we know of, and he's going to be talking about the sustainability of running a vegan hotel and the trials and tribulations of it. Very interesting talk. I just watched it tonight, so thank you.
These are all going to be interesting talks. If you haven't had an opportunity to get your tickets, you can still get tickets. They are in limited supply, so don't wait. But there are still a few available, and these talks are definitely going to be some of the best of the summit. We also have some amazing US discussions happening, don't we, Donna? I know this one you're really excited about.
Yeah, this one's close to my heart because I took it a few years ago. Vance Lumko, he is the director of the Vegan Society in Philadelphia. He is a national treasure. He is a historian of veganism, and he will be talking about the history of veganism in the Philadelphia. I did a walking tour with him a few years ago. He is an amazing person. He's also a cartoonist, so it's a very fun event to watch, and it goes way back into the 1700s, so it'll be interesting.
That's great.
And one of my friends, his name is Tim Attucks. He is a tour guide in Washington, D.C., and he is going to be talking about D.C. as a destination. Now, I know that probably most people watching this have been to D.C. or would like to go to D.C. because of it's the United States capital, and it's, of course, got some incredible museums that you definitely want to check out. But it's actually a very, very interesting city, and he's going to be talking about the different neighborhoods there. So you can spend some time in each neighborhood, maybe decide to base yourself in a particular neighborhood. So you're going to be learning all about the different features and characteristics of each neighborhood, and that will inform your next travel. Really great for nightlife, restaurants, and all of those extra things that we want from travel. And like Vance, Tim is a tour guide, which means he has which means he, and I'm sure Vance too, are excellent storytellers, really great communicators, and have so much knowledge to share. So I'm really excited about this one. Then we have Lucia Grillo. She is Italian American. She's sort of half based in Italy and half based in New York City. And she is actually an actress, and she has lived in New York City for a very long time. So if you are planning a trip to New York City or just want to get a list, some information about some places that you absolutely must check out, some hidden gems, then you will definitely want to sign up for this talk.
It's going to be great. And if anybody has any questions for any of our panelists this evening, or questions about the summit, the Q&A box is available either at the bottom or the top of your screen. Feel free to submit your questions throughout this session. And at the end, we'll be sure to answer as many of them as we possibly can. There's also the chat function. I know that our panelists will be looking at the chat function and chatting with people throughout the evening. I see some messages have come in. Feel free to interact with us in all the ways that you can. We are here to assist you having the best summit experience possible. Next, we've got some sessions that are all about preparing yourself for travel. I think after a lot of us have had some time off and some downtime, we may have forgotten some of the ways that we can make our travel that much smoother, that much more enjoyable, or, you know, just plan our trips a little bit better. So these 4 sessions we really wanted to highlight. The one that I will be moderating is called Don't Let Your Food Allergies Prevent You from Traveling. This will be presented by Karen Lang and myself. Karen Lang is going to be presenting on January 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. She is a self-love coach and used to be Vegan Cupid. She was a vegan matchmaker, and she actually suffers from an allergy to sunflowers. And that's sunflower seeds, sunflower oil, and it's actually not one of the top 10 allergens. So traveling for her was always something fearful until her and I met and we had some conversations about how we could get her traveling the world. She was able to this year go and visit Italy and is going to Costa Rica next month. So she's going to share some of her top tips for traveling with food allergies and how you can do that safely and securely.
And I'm going to be talking with Amanda Hand from G1G Travel Insurance. She's a vegan travel insurance expert. And I think many of us have started thinking about what travel insurance can and can't do for us, whether it's in regards to the pandemic or in other situations. So if you are maybe hesitant to travel because you're worried about what might happen if you're away, whilst you're away, then maybe you might like to check out this talk, because we talk very, very broadly about what insurance can do for us. Some very, very interesting options there. And, I would say a bit of a spoiler alert, but basically, it is very possible to mitigate the risks associated with travel. But, you need some information. And we're going to finish up the presentation by talking about questions that you should know the answer to before you go away in regards to your travel insurance. So what questions should you ask your travel advisor, the insurance company, and you should know the answers to. So this is really, really great. A great talk. And the next one is with Kim Giovacco from Veg Jaunts and Journeys. She is another vegan, a small group tour operator, and she is just fantastic. And she is a very, very organized person, and she always travels very, very efficiently. If you are one of these people that forgets everything when they travel, that's me, and or you end up bringing way too much luggage, then Kim is going to have you covered there. So you definitely will want to check out that one. I don't know, I really like these kind of how-to talks where I sort of see what's in other people's suitcases, and then I think about, okay, that's a great idea. I would never have thought of that.
Righty, she I can tell you, I've seen her pack for months on end in one backpack, and she's taught me how to do it. She's great.
Well, I think there's definitely going to be a lot of interest in this talk, definitely. Okay. So for the last one is with Wendy Werneth. Wendy Werneth is, I would say, possibly the most comprehensive vegan travel blogger out there. She's been blogging about vegan travel for a really long time, and she's also a polyglot. It's not immediately evident when you look at her blog that she speaks 6 languages, some of them to a very high level. She has been a translator at the UN in Geneva. She's kind of amazing. Anyway, I love language as well. I'm much more of a dabbler, and we're going to talk about ways that you can, and reasons why, and ways that you can learn a bit of a language to get more out of your trip. And we're also going to sort of maybe nudge listeners into thinking about, well, you know, learning a language is a great way to do some armchair travel. And the more you do that, the more you learn about the world and its cultural differences. So we have so many incredible resources and tips to share on this talk that you will definitely not want to miss out. And that will be a live talk, and that's happening on January 28th. Thank you.
That's great. It's going to be really exciting. These 4 definitely sound like fun sessions and unique sessions. We're going to do another poll, and I think, Gretchen, you're going to read this poll out for us and let everybody know.
I'm ready. Hope everybody else is ready. What type of travel do we want to do right now? So we have some choices. You can do relaxation, physical, cultural, learning, or back to nature.
And I think I launched that poll, so everybody should see that poll pop up. We'd love to know, what type of travel do you want to do right now? We're seeing lots of questions, lots of answers coming in.
I want to do them all.
This is, yeah, I know.
I might not want to do Mount Kilimanjaro, but I don't think I'm fit enough for that. I want to do them all.
Well, it says physical.
I've done Kilimanjaro. It is hard.
All right, so we're almost there. We've got just about 80% of our
I see
attendees.
Sharon is, sorry, Jason, I see Sharon wants to do the first 4. Sadly, you can only choose one in this one, Sharon.
That's right, that's right. All right, I'm going to give everybody just a few more seconds. And we're going to end that poll. And it looks like relaxation and culture are our top answers at 31% each. Nobody wants to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Nobody is a physical traveler here with us this evening. That's okay. And then learning and back to nature. So that's great. That's quite, I've expected more relaxation than anything else, but I'm glad to see that some people are interested in the culture and the learning too.
Margie said she would do Kilimanjaro.
This is great. I think we're gonna, Gretchen, I think you're talking about Venice.
Yes, yes. So we have this summit, we have so many different talks talking about so many different things. We couldn't leave out Italy and we couldn't leave out Venice. It's definitely a must-see. It's a major city that you can't leave off your must-do travel list. And our guide and local Venetian is going to give us a talk about all things Venice. Venice isn't known for being a vegan-friendly place. The cuisine is very tough for vegetarians and vegans, but Alexandro really knows his stuff and he's going to walk us through it and teach us a little bit about Venice that we don't know. So it's a great talk to tune into if you want to get the insider's view of what you should do in Venice.
That's great. Thank you, Gretchen. And I think, Bridie, you're going to chat about our next one.
Sure. This is Anya. She is from Living Veggie with Anya, and she's actually based in Singapore, but she has traveled extensively. And I don't know about the people listening here today, but I don't really know that much about Georgia. I really don't. And it wasn't until I had a conversation with Wendy Werneth from Nomadic Vegan a little while ago that she said that it's actually a very, very vegan friendly destination. She said that if you're ever in Russia and you want to eat vegan food and you can't find anything, just head to a Georgian restaurant because they will have something. So Anya is going to be talking about Georgian food, and she is going to be also doing a cooking demonstration. So that's pretty fun.
And who doesn't love a cooking demonstration?
Oh,
we have a few of them planned for the summit. So if you like food, there'll be lots of talking about awesome vegan food in a number of different destinations. Thank you, Bridie.
Yeah, she did do a cooking demo for us a while ago. So she's really good at what she does.
That's awesome. And I think, Bridie, you were going to talk about Iran as well.
Yes, yes. So this is very interesting. I don't think many people know about this, but this is Sina. He is from Iran Vegan Travel. Did you know that there is actually a vegan tour operator in Iran? And I have not been to Iran yet, but it is, I think, a country that a lot of people are very, very curious about. And I just want those people that are interested in the quiz, I just want you to pay attention right now. But you're going to be learning a lot about Iran as a destination. Of course, it's not on everybody's list, but perhaps it should be. And maybe this talk will let you just help you decide whether you would like to to go to Iran one day. And I also want to let you know that Sina has very kindly offered us an event level giveaway. And he has offered a 7-day all-inclusive, not including airfares, but all-inclusive tour, 7 days of Iran. So this is extremely generous and extremely kind of Iran Vegan Travel. And he is going, so you can come and listen to this talk. If you register for the event, you will be in the draw to win this incredible prize. You maybe invite your friends to register for the summit event as well. And say, if you win the Iran tour, then make sure you invite me. And he's going to be talking about Iran's cultural, natural, and historical wonders. And who knew, I certainly did it, that Rumi, Hafez, and Ferdowsi, these are all Persian poets, they actually had a lot of vegan thought, hundreds of years ago. And this is extremely interesting. We have this idea that veganism was first coined in 1944, but actually there are lots of people thinking about it hundreds and thousands of years ago. So he's going to be talking about that. So I think that's some really interesting insight. And he's also going to talk about the vegan movement in Iran and, maybe break some misconceptions about Iran as a destination, as a country, and people as well. So I think it will be a really awesome talk. Thank you.
And it's totally going to be a talk that I don't think many people, as you said, know much about this destination or what's offered. So it's definitely not one to miss. Margie, I think you're going to tell us a bit more about the sessions that you've been working on. Oh, sorry, Margie, you're muted.
I'm always muted in talking, so
that's all right.
Let me tell you about these sessions. I am super excited to have you guys view the presentation with St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, I have been going to Nevis for, I don't know, 3-4 years. And when you go to Nevis, you actually have to stop in St. Kitts first. So I've spent time on St. Kitts as well. But I'll tell you, Nevis has my heart. It's a tiny little island, sister island to St. Kitts, and you're going to learn about both of them in this session. Our speaker for this is Mr. Greg Phillips, and he is the former CEO of the tourism board there. And he also is born and raised in Nevis. Who better to tell you about the region than him? So you're going to get all sorts of great information about the food, things to do, where to stay. It's a fantastic presentation. And then also you will hear from Israel. Now, Israel is one of those highlights for me. It is one of the world's premier vegan destinations to be. Not to mention, you have all of that culture and history in that region. So you'll hear about the wineries there as well in Galilee. You'll hear about the Dead Sea and how you just can't sink in that. You just can't. You can try, but you can't do it. You'll hear all sorts of great information about things to see, where to eat, and how to identify when you're in Israel what things are actually vegan. So you'll learn all of those great tips in that session. You don't want to miss it. And there's lots of great video in there, so you can have sort of a virtual feel for what Israel's like if you haven't been. And then I'm also co-hosting a session with my friend Megan Lower, who owns Wanderlust Voyages. We're talking about the magic of Morocco. I have been to Morocco a few times, and let me tell you, from the sands of the Sahara all the way to the Medina in Fez, there is something for everyone in Morocco. I've laid on the beaches in northern Morocco and spent quite a bit of time there. You will get an overview of the entire country, including that beautiful blue city, Chefchaouen. You don't want to miss that. We'll be talking about eating vegan in Morocco, and I'll give you a quick little hint. I am doing a group trip to Morocco this year, so you will get a few details in that session on that trip. But if you've ever thought about going to Morocco and you want to know how to eat well and what to see and do, you definitely don't want to miss that session either.
Am I the only one that cannot believe the amazing destinations we're going to be talking about? Like, totally, like we've said on this slide, thinking outside the box, like not the sort of places that people immediately think for vegan travel, but how wonderful is that? Bridie?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Apologies.
All right, let's go. We've got one final poll for everybody this evening. This is our third poll, and I think, Donna, you're going to read this one out for everybody while I pull it up.
So who are you traveling with? A, I'm going solo, just me, myself, and I. B, with my significant other. C, with my family and all adults. D, family with kids. Or E, with my friends.
All right. I think we just launched that to everybody. Oh, they're coming in fast and furious this time.
I know some of the answers from some of my clients in here.
All right. Oh, that's great. We're up over at 80%. We'll give everybody a few more seconds to be able to answer. And they've been pretty close on a lot of these top choices. It looks like with my significant other just slightly ahead of I'm going solo, but it doesn't look like anybody's planning any family trips this year. That's quite interesting. And nobody's traveling with their friends. Interesting.
I am. I'm traveling with my friend next week.
We are. That's right.
There you go.
We could, me too. I've got some trips with friends. We couldn't vote, so we couldn't say that.
That's right. That's right.
We were trying to keep it to just our attendees. We should have,
Yes.
may have skewed the results a
Next
little
time.
bit. All right. And Zach, we're going to have you present a few of the talks that you're really excited about.
Thank you, Jason. And then we're going to head on over to South and Southeast Asia. One of the talks is going to be with a good friend of mine, Dr. Susianto. He's the founder of the Vegan Society of Indonesia. He's also a tempeh expert. He's actually one of the world's foremost tempeh experts. How many people like tempeh out there? I love tempeh. It's like, okay. I love tempeh. And he's an avid traveler because he's a vegan activist. He's actually one of the foremost vegan activists in the country of Indonesia. So he's traveling all around the country all the time, doing vegan outreach, doing programs with schools, other activists, with the government, actually even encouraging more plant-based diets to be taught. And so he's going to talk about the joys, wonders, and hurdles of vegan travel in the world's largest archipelago, which actually also happens to be the 4th largest country in the world, most populated country in the world. And when we say the largest archipelago in the world, there's 17,508 official islands and quite a bit more that are not classified as islands, but it's incredible and it's extremely diverse. So Dr. Susianto is going to take us on a journey through the different islands, through the different regions of Indonesia, and talk about what's the best vegan-friendly regions, destinations there, as well as the places where it is more difficult to find vegan food. What's the kind of the safest things to order as a vegan? Just also want to say that Dr. Susianto is actually also the co-founder of Indonesia's first all-vegan school. And it is a complete vegan school, actually. Wow. Not just the Vegan Academy, it's actually the whole school is also, everything is vegan in Jakarta, Indonesia.
That's awesome.
And then we're going to join my friend Kuntal, who is fantastic. If anybody's seen Kuntal Ji talk, he is such an inspiration. He is the first vegan to summit Everest. And he couldn't just do it once, he had to do it twice. So he's actually summited Everest twice. And he will talk about his journey to being a vegan and his transformation and for his love of the mountains. And then he'll give advice on what's from a vegan perspective on how to train, on what's the best diet, and even when you're on the trail or off the trail, so to speak, then what should you bring to keep that energy to conquer these mountains? And he will not only just talk about the ones in the Himalaya, but the same techniques he gives, you can also use in both for fitness, is also keeping in mind when you're doing any vegan treks anywhere else. He'll also be talking about some treks that he's starting. Actually, he will be doing stuff with Vegan Travel Asia. On a side note, where he's going to be doing vegan treks throughout South and Southeast Asia. I'm really excited about that, to bring a group of vegans to Everest Base Camp, which is obvious. Everest has a very close place to his heart. And then next, I'm super excited to talk about, it's the Himalayan Vegan Festival. It's going to be from September 15th to the 20th, and we have the team behind it. We're creating the magic of the largest vegan festival ever in the Himalaya, which then by default is the biggest plant-based event ever in Nepal and Bhutan. So there's going to be Shobha here, Karma from Bhutan, Kuntal, Palak, and Suresh. And these are the some of the key team members behind creating this wonderful 6-day free event that's going to be in the Himalaya. And it's they got so many different things to share. There's going to be people coming from all over the world to come and help support local activists and outreach. And one of my favorite parts of the festival is the fantastic food festival and food fair they're going to have, which is going to have, and they're setting up a vegan village, which they'll describe. I don't want to give it away, but in the vegan village, they're having all these different food vendors, restaurants, chefs throughout the region that are creating this fantastic different type of cuisines from the Himalaya that are all 100% vegan. So it's going to get a lot of vegan there too.
That's awesome.
And then next, what we'll be doing is I'll be doing a session actually to give tips for traveling vegan in South and Southeast Asia, which I have been I'm very grateful and had the honor of calling my home for the last 30 years. And so we'll just kind of go through the Vegan 101 quick tips. So whether you're going to be here for a few days, if you're on a business trip, or for a few weeks, or for a few months, just quick things that you can keep in mind to kind of navigate the cuisine as far as and try to enjoy all the different absolutely delicious local cuisine of the region and make sure that it's vegan safe.
It's great. Last year's session that we had on Asia was wonderful. It was jam-packed with lots of useful information for travelers. If you're thinking about traveling to this region, this is one that you're definitely going to want to make sure is on your list for the summit this year. Zach is a wonderful presenter.
Oh, thank you. And I just wanted to say that there's that one photo there. Sorry, that's actually my aunt. My aunt makes that for me every time that we come over to the house there. And that's rice that's there, and it's fantastic, 100% vegan. But this is one of the kind of traditional dishes for the ceremony. So we're going to be going through a lot of the different local cuisines and showing on how you can order them or make sure that they're vegan when you're there.
That's great. Thank you, Zach. And now it's quiz time and prize time. So as we mentioned at the beginning of the session, we have been presenting some information about some of the sessions that are going to be taking place over the summit. We hope you have been taking notes and paying attention along the way. The way the quiz is going to work this evening is on the next slide. We have 3 quiz questions for everybody. In order to make this fair, we're going to show all the 3 questions. And then the first person who can submit a Q&A question with all 3 of the correct answers will win a beautiful scratch map that we will get sent to you at your home that you can use and be able to record all the wonderful places you visited in the world. These maps are really, really beautiful. I have one in my office and I'm constantly updating it. So good luck to everybody. And here are your quiz questions. The first one is, name one of the Persian Iranian poets mentioned in the session spotlight for that talk. Question 2 is, which country will Anya be taking us around on her session for a virtual food tour? And question 3 is, name one of the US cities that is in the summit talks this year. So again, if you can submit your answers in the Q&A section, Bridie will be monitoring those responses, and one lucky person will win that scratch map.
All right, answers are coming through. I think I can announce the winner. It was very, very quick. Can someone double check that I'm okay?
That was very quick, actually.
Yes,
the top one, the top one.
Yes.
Okay, so Laura, Carolina, you were the first one to answer this question. Well done. One of the poets was Rumi. The country that Anya will be taking us around is Georgia. And yes, Lucia Grillo will be talking about New York City. So well done, Laura. Laura, can you please send us
Q&A.
in the Q&A, can you send us a Q&A with your email address so that we can liaise with you and send this scratch map directly to you? Thank you, everybody else who participated. Thank you so much.
Now, I did want to say, I'm really sorry that only one person could win these prizes, but we have some amazing summit perks that we're going to be offering over the next few weeks. As Bridie mentioned in one of her spotlight sessions, we have event level prizes that include some amazing giveaways. Our event level prize sponsors have given away a prize that will be drawn at the end of the summit. One of those, Zach, I believe you're offering a Himalayan Vegan Festival Patrons Pass. Did you want to tell everybody a bit more about that?
Sure, that would be great. But great job. Congratulations, Laura. I just want to say that was fantastic. Very good. Okay, so what we're going to be giving away is a 3-day, 3 nights Patrons Pass to the Himalayan Vegan Festival. It's all inclusive. Once you're in Nepal, and it will be in Kathmandu. It's 3 nights at a 5-star hotel. It's all access and priority seating at all the different events, all the different talks, workshops, movie screenings, all meals included, and special kind of what we would say behind the scenes passes and everything. So kind of an all access pass to all the different things that will be happening in the festival. And so it's 3 days, 3 nights in wonderful Kathmandu, Nepal. And that will be during the festival, and you'll be invited from the opening ceremonies to the closing ceremonies to special press sessions to everything. So it's going to be, we're really excited. Again, as I was saying, we're super excited about the festival. So whoever wins this pass, I know I can guarantee you'll have a wonderful time there.
Now, thank
and
you
lots of
very
food.
much.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you, Zach. That's an amazing prize. Now, I wanted to let everybody know that the Himalayan Vegan Festival has not only offered us one of these patrons passes to give away at our event level, they have also included a second pass that they will be giving away to those who join the Nepal and Bhutan Vegan Festival talk. So if you attend that talk live, your name will be entered in a draw to possibly win that same patron's pass. So we'll be giving away 2 of them over the summit. Zach, thank you so much for your support and for offering this. I think it's an amazing prize package for sure.
Jason,
Thank
we
you
have
very
one
much.
question that I said to answer, that I said I would answer live. Diane said, I had trouble signing on, so I may have missed this, but is there a list of all these folks that you're showing pictures of and listing their topics and ways to contact them? And yes, there will be, when you're on the talks, and if there's anybody in specific, you can email any of us or message any of us, and we'd be happy to help you.
Well, yeah, you absolutely, Donna, just to fill that in, we've actually, if you go to nvw2022.heysummit.com, the location where you originally registered for your tickets, you'll be able to click the top menu item that says schedule, and you will see each of the talks listed. That's the easiest way to be able to access your talks if you're not keeping up to date on the daily emails that would be sent to you for the talks that you've registered for. On each of those talk pages, we are going to have a live chat function that will be open for you to be able to communicate and chat with the presenters live during their session, and you can add any questions that you would like, and they will be able to add more information about how you can stay in touch with them. I know at each of the sessions as well, we will be including contact details for each of the presenters. So if you want to get in touch with particular questions, or if you want more information, or would like to join one of the amazing tours or offers that they have, there'll be definitely ways to stay in touch with everybody throughout the summit. If you have not joined our Facebook group, Traveling in a New Vegan World, that's traveling with 2 L's, just like the name of our summit. That Facebook group is also going to be a place where you can really connect with people outside of each of the sessions. And we are a growing community of people who are all interested in vegan travel. You don't have to be vegan to join us in that group, but we are going to be talking all things vegan. That'll be another place where you definitely can connect with a lot of our speakers, a lot of our panelists, and other attendees to be able to find out what information you found the most valuable and how you can connect moving forward. Bridie, I would love it if you could tell everybody more about the 2 other prizes that we have in our event level.
Sure. So this created quite a few waves when it opened, but Mod Santorini is a fairly new vegan hotel in the Greek island of Santorini. And of course, we have a session with Christina from Mod Santorini, and she has very kindly offered an island tour of Santorini if you're staying there, and the value of this is €500, euros, I should say. And this will include a vegan lunch and vegan wine tasting, and so I'm guessing that it's probably for a few people, several people at least. And And I mean, this hotel is just beautiful. Her and her husband have created this absolutely wonderful vegan sanctuary in Santorini Island, which I believe is one of the most visited out of the Greek islands. So that's very cool. And like I referred to earlier, Iran Vegan Travel, Sina from Iran Vegan Travel has kindly offered one lucky winner who has registered for this event, a 7-day all-inclusive vegan tour around Iran. So
phenomenal prizes.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Yeah, so like I said, share this summit with your friends and tell them that if they win, that they need to take you with them.
Thank you, Bridie. If you can't, if you don't win one of these event level prizes, as we've said, we also have prizes and giveaways and free offers for 18 of our other talks. So you're definitely going to want to check out each individual talk by clicking on the schedule. You'll be able to see each talk, see what offers are there, see what freebies are being given away. Some of our speakers are giving away free resources. Some are offering coaching sessions or one-on-one sessions to be able to immerse you more in their sessions or learn more about their products and services. So definitely take a look at what's being offered. We're going to be adding more things throughout the summit, and we'll be sending out announcements to every attendee as new things are added. So keep an eye out on your email and be sure to join us for as many as you can. And now let's open it up for questions from the audience. I think there was a few questions. I haven't been keeping up on the Q&A box. Was there any? I know, Donna, you had that one question. Was there any other questions that you'd received?
Will anyone be addressing the current vegan barriers to international travel right now, especially with vaccine requirements? We'll be discussing a little bit about it. We can't, I mean, things change all the time, so it's very hard to, if we talk about it now, whenever you're ready to travel, it might be totally different. So,
and I think also, Donna, to add in on that, I think because of our audience being international, it was really hard to be able to include details that would be applicable to every single traveler in every situation. That's why we've tried to focus on destination and countries, so that if you had specific questions about a destination or country, you could join that session and we'd try and answer those questions live and during those sessions. As we say, if you have particular questions about vegan travel, you are more than welcome to join us on our private Facebook group. A lot of questions are posed in that group, and we find out the most pertinent information, the most up-to-date information, because as Donna said, everyone's situation is a little bit different, and depending upon the time, the information we may provide here may be outdated, and that's really not what we wanted to do. We wanted to make this summit all about inspiring everybody, about getting excited about travel and starting to get some inspiration about the places that they can go and the people that they could meet and the experiences they could have. But I think we all acknowledge that COVID's going to be a conversation that comes up multiple times throughout the summit. So yes, we will be. We may not have the detailed answers that you're looking for, but be sure to connect with any one of us and we'll get you the information that you need.
And I just want to chime in there. Like as Jason said there, per country to country, it's the regulations are quite drastic, the differences and everything and the regulations that are put in place. I'm in Cambodia right now. And though it's fairly easy as far as coming in, but at the same time, vaccination as far as avoiding quarantine in a lot of countries is that way. But I just want to say, even here in Cambodia, where I am actually, the government was going around, even at the place where I'm staying, they're going to all the places, and they're actually even going on their 4th booster shot right now. So they're actually going around door to door and giving it free to the public. Why I say that is because from one country to another, it's going to vary and all the requirements are. So as Jason said accurately, it really does depend on the individual country, and those regulations are changing so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, go ahead, Donna.
Yeah, no, a lot of them are changing. I just got something
Yeah.
from Belize today that they are requiring certain things. So it's just, and it changes daily. So, you know, we just have to be cognizant of that. We do have another question from Melissa, which I don't know if I can answer, but maybe one of you guys can. Melissa said she's added a number of talks to her schedule, but would love to add them to her Google Calendar. You guys are going to get a laugh out of this after we were talking about how many calendars I have. Can you share how to do that? I believe I was able to do it earlier, but today from my phone, I'm having trouble finding that feature. I can't answer that for you, Melissa, because I have too many calendars, and we were literally discussing that, but maybe somebody else can.
Yeah, actually, I don't actually have the answer to that one either, Donna. So we may have to email that out to Melissa. So if Melissa wants to send us, put in the Q&A her email address, yes, we can get her that information, because mine was it appears to be automatically synced, but we'll do some testing and we'll get you that answer, Melissa.
And then Peter McQueen said, when is the Himalayan festival?
September 15th to the 20th.
There you go.
And the 15th, 16th, and 17th is going to be in Kathmandu, Nepal. 18th, 19th, and 20th is going to be in Bhutan. And if you want to come a couple of days earlier, we're actually going to have a pre-festival event. It's going to be down in Lumbini at the birthplace of Buddha. And it's going to be a big discourse. It's actually the largest discourse ever of different Buddhist communities coming together to talk about plant-based diet in the 21st century. From all the different monasteries. I don't know if anybody who's been to Lumbini before, but they have different countries have all representative monasteries that are there, both from Mahayana and the Theravada tradition. So there's a pre-festival event that's actually going to be down in Lumbini as well.
Awesome.
We do have a question in the chat. Adrienne was asking her, saying that her biggest hesitation right now is flight cancellations. I'm hearing how unpredictable the airlines are, especially changes occurring at last minute. Other than travel insurance, do you offer any suggestions for a vacation that actually occurs? Thank you kindly enjoying this. You know, there are some apps that you can look at that do track the flights, and we can, you know, if you want to email me, I'm certainly happy to send you that link. If you're going on a tour, honestly, what I'm telling people to do is to get there the night before. So in case there are flight cancellations, you can get, you know, you can at least be a little calm about it. Travel insurance, yeah, and travel insurance is really important. Thank you. Go ahead, Margie.
So I would say this, Adrienne. I know there's some frustration out there with the flights canceling, and goodness, there's been a number of them. I've heard some horror stories out there. Unfortunately, it's unavoidable, but if you're looking for a vacation that occurs, unfortunately, none of us can really guarantee that. It depends on what's happening at the moment. The only thing that you can actually guarantee is something you can get to on your own without a flight. And that's not as helpful, I know, is what you're looking for an answer. But I would do this if I were you. I would pay attention to the things that are happening out there, the destinations that people are going to. We seem to have less trouble getting people to destinations that are more open versus ones that have tighter restrictions. So I would look at the places where people are actually going to and getting there successfully. But flight cancellations are the thing. At this moment, for me and the people that I'm working with, they take the first flight out in the morning. You don't get to go in the afternoon or the evening because your risk of having a delay is much, much higher. So I don't care if you don't have to be there that early, you're taking the first flight out with the hopes that if you do have a delay, somewhere throughout the day, you're going to make it there rather than waiting for your flights in the afternoon or the evening, which, you know, is worse. So my best recommendation is just see where people are actually getting somewhere and having fun, and then keeping your flights super early in the morning. So you've got, if it does cancel, you've got the remainder of the day to try to get there.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Sometimes even going the day before, especially when it comes to cruises, get there the day before, because you don't, you know, that cruise will take off with you. doesn't matter, you know, so I highly encourage that.
Bridie, you also had your hand.
Yes, yes. I also invite people to check out the travel insurance talk that's happening tomorrow, because we talk about this in depth, and just what exactly that covers you for. So I think you're going to have a much better understanding about travel insurance after finishing watching this talk. We talk about all of these things, actually, like what it means if you can't get on the plane or you can't join your group in the destination that you're going to, all of these things. And I also put in the chat a link to, and this really aligns with what Margie was saying as well, like where are the places that are easy to go right now. This map is so powerful and so amazing and so up to date. And you can filter your citizenship, where you're currently living, where you want to go, whether you're vaccinated or whether you're not vaccinated. And also what you need to do in order to get into the country and what you need to do in order to get back home. So, and they also have a feed of all of the upcoming travel changes. For example, off the top of my head, I don't know, but let's say, for example, Italy is going to require additional restrictions as of the 20th of January, for example. They're all going to be there. And then there's a source for all of the information that they have, and it's usually always coming from the government website, and it's stated so you know just how recent it is. So it's really very powerful and really helpful as you try to figure out, like, where is it that I want to go and where will be most going to happen. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions, Donna?
I think that's it.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this evening. As we said, this is just the beginning of the summit. We've got lots of things planned over the remainder of Veganuary. Lots of great sessions, lots of great giveaways, lots of valuable content for travelers that I hope you all have as an enjoyable time watching and partaking in all of these sessions as we've had being able to put them together. I thank each and every one of the fellow organizers who have taken the time to be able to put this information together. As I say, our goal was to and is to inspire you to travel more, to enjoy living your vegan lifestyle and your best vegan travel life. And we thank you all for joining us this evening, and we look forward to seeing you at the sessions in the coming weeks. Does anybody have any?
Well, Jason, who's presenting tomorrow so we can let them know?
Tomorrow we start off with cruelty-free travel. Cruelty-free travel is going to be presented by yourself, Donna, I believe.
And we
it's
have
our very first session. That's going to be at 12. Oh, sorry, actually the first one is actually Bridie's insurance. That'll be tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll be talking about the common mistakes that people make and questions to ask. Then we're going to be having our cruelty-free travel, Is That a Reality presentation at 3 p.m., followed by our volcano hiking, getting volcano hiking fit, and that will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We look forward to seeing you all there, and please interact with us on the chats. Remember that each of our talks will be available for replay. So if you can't make a particular time, don't let that stop you from signing up for the talk, because you will be able to come back and watch replays up until February 5th of this year. And again, thanks everybody for joining us. Does any of our organizers have anything they'd like to add before we sign off?
Well, we do have one other question.
Great.
Do we want to answer it?
Of course, that's what we're here for.
How does and will it work if I'm the only vegan among my travel mates? Yes, it will. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, it will work. You can do it. I do it all the time.
And do you know what? Donna and I actually were talking about this. A lot of our clients, we run vegan travel agencies, and a lot of our clients, they aren't necessarily traveling as a fully vegan group. A lot of the time we deal with families that may have only a couple of travelers who are vegan. So don't be worried if you're the only vegan. Your travel mates, I'm sure, will be able to handle it. And if you work with some professionals and you take some of the advice from the sessions that we're going to be presenting, you will be able to travel absolutely no problem as someone who lives a vegan lifestyle. That's great. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you over the next 2 weeks. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.